Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing my portfolio weekly review. For those of you new here, this is where I go over all the trades I put on for the week. I don't filter anything out. You see both my gains and my losses, so you see the good and the bad. And you just hear me talk through some of my trades so you can see this is how I think, and maybe it'll help you improve your game. And then towards the end of this video, I'm going to show some of the stocks I have played repeatedly. I have a couple positions on Baba, NFLX, and Wish, so I kind of review all my trades in the history since I've been doing those. So I think it's kind of neat to look through the past and maybe see something going forward. And I don't know if any of you guys know this, but if you ever put a frog in cold water and then you start boiling it, they won't jump out until they're dead. And right now, I wonder, am I the frog right now being boiled when it comes to the China stocks? But we'll go look at that towards the end of the video. So first off, here's my daily snapshots. I was thought it'd look a little cleaner if I just put in the numbers here instead of taking the screenshots. Monday, obviously, China stocks went down and got hit hard on Monday. Good morning, happy week. The rest of the week, they kind of traded back and forth, but overall, portfolio is going to be down for this week because, well, that's a lot of negative numbers to make up. Progress report, you can see overall, my net lick is down 6,800 this week. My realized premium for September has moved up to negative 1,100. So going in the right direction, but I don't think we'll finish September positive unless I take a lot of stuff off. Looking at premium cooking over here, I do have a lot of stuff on, but I'm not sure how much of it I'll be able to take off in the next 4 days to try and make September positive. So this will probably be a negative number to end September because we only got 4 days left of the month. And now I'm on a 3-week losing streak where I've given up some pretty big money there. Like, that's actually a lot of money for me. So just got to keep calm. It'll all come back eventually. I'm still up overall for the year, up 54,000. That does include contributions, but I think that was about 8,000. So the rest of that is gains. So still can't complain. I'm up. So let's move forward. This week's trades. Surprisingly, even though my portfolio is down, what was that, 6,800? I actually realized 1972 this week. So, I mean, there's a positive there, I guess. But so first off, on Monday, Wish went down a little bit, and I had some 10.5 calls on. I was able to close out for $3 each contract to lock in at 255. If you remember this, I put on this trade a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I think this might be free money, and well, that play alone, yes, that was free money, so that's awesome. Unfortunately, the shares of Wish have gone down more than I gained from this play, so not really free because I still have an unrealized loss in the shares sitting there. Disney, someone on my Discord server pointed Disney out, and I thought it was a decent play, so I went ahead and put on a little bold put spread here. And I sold the 165 strike, bought the 160 in case stuff really went bad. I think after I put this on, Disney actually shot down to like 172, which is kind of funny. Like, they just had some news about some staff member leaving that was in charge of like the Disney Plus or something like that. I didn't read too much of it. I don't care too much about the news, but it's just kind of coincidental that after I put on the play, Disney dropped. So go figure. I think 165 will still be fine. If not, this is a spread, so my max loss in this position would be $500 if I get breached completely. So we'll just let that sit there and cook. It's got a lot of time to sit there and bake, so I'm trying to get some more theta plays on because my theta portfolio value was only at like $20, which is nothing for what I've been doing in the past. I think I've been too caught up in the zebras recently that I've been letting the theta get a little too low without putting new stuff in the oven to cook. FedEx had earnings coming up, and I put this on Tuesday. Earnings was Tuesday night, and there is articles coming up about them increasing their labor force, and so there's questions from investors about how they're going to make profit with this increased cost in labor. So I thought earnings was going to be doomed to go down, so I broke my own rule of not trading through earnings, but I did a spread to limit my max loss, and I only stuck with one contract, so this is just me having a little fun here. I didn't do 5 contracts or didn't do a naked call, so it's a little call spread. The next day, I was actually able to close this guy out, I believe. Yep, here it is, Wednesday, for 2 cents. So that was an easy $35 gain, or $31 gain because of commissions. So that was pretty nice. They bought lunch for the week. Uh, Campbell's Soup, I still like Campbell's Soup at the 40 range, so went ahead and put a couple contracts on. Put on three, $55 each. So that's like $165 in my pocket. Even got paid a commission to do that. That'll sit there and start cooking, trying to get some more theta plays on, like I said. Virgin Galactic had a little down day, and I could sell the 16 put to get 36 cents per contract. That's about a 2% return for about a month hold, I think this is. Or maybe it's a little bit more than a month, but that's 36 divided by 16. 32. So if you double 16, you get to 32, which is less than 36. So it's about 2% return for this position, assuming Virgin Galactic stays above 16. If it goes down to 16, then something seriously wrong is going with the market in my view in the world. So I'll deal with that if that happens. But I'll be fine taking Virgin Galactic at 16 and hold that until, Titanic can that if needed. Netflix, this was the bear zebra I put on. Since I see like the strike was 590 here, I put this on back when Netflix was at 590. At one point, Netflix went up to 610, so this position was actually like negative 2,000 or so, and just held it up, and was able to close it this week for a $1,300 gain. Like, that's the power of the zebra. I love it. Now, had you asked me a week ago if this one was going to be positive and Baba would be negative, I would have said no. I thought Baba would be the one that'd be printing and Netflix would be the one that I'd be having to manage, but turned out I was wrong on that. Ride. I was able to close out this little $4 put to lock in a gain. There's $3 of contract to close out. So $3 to secure 116. Why not? Tesla. I had a bear call on Tesla at the 850 900, and I was able to buy that back for 129. About a 50% gain, a little over that. So $100 in my pocket. Here's the FedEx call that I already talked about. Wish. So you already know I have a large position in Wish. I have 2,000 shares, and the cost basis on that is $9.84. I'm not looking at like the adjusted cost basis. I'm just looking at the shares directly. So $9.84, and obviously Wish is down to $6 about. So that's a lot of loss right there. So I'm trying out the repair stock strategy, and that's when you buy an equal amount of calls and then sell double the amount of calls, covered calls, to collect a little premium to go against that position. And if you get breached, you still have some profit potential past the strike price. It's a really interesting play. The stock repair strategy usually requires you to buy an at-the-money call, and then you sell twice the calls. But I wanted to do it for a credit, so I kind of did my own version of it. The actual strategy is you buy at the money, and then you'll be able to get out at like $8 versus right now like $9.50, I think it is where my break even would be on the shares itself. So it's something that's pretty interesting. I'll probably do a video about that. If not this weekend, then next weekend. So look forward to that. Friday, I was actually off Friday, so I had more time to look for trades to put on. I decided to go with an O put at 62.50. Again, another one of those where I'll take assignment if it comes down to that, but I don't think it will. Rocket at 15, had a nice premium. I was able to collect for that. I decided to go a little aggressive and put on a longer dated Tesla bear call. I think Tesla's going to go down in the short term here, but we'll see. This is a $5 wide spread, so I'm risking $500 per trade times 2, so $1,000. If I collected 240, let's just call that 500. So actually that's 480. So I got paid 480. My max loss is 520 because I got paid 480. Look at that, we did math in the head. Baba risk reversal. This was a play I put on last week. It was paying a high premium now, so I decided to put on 2 more. Once Baba starts to go up, I'll probably take one of these or 2 of these contracts off, because now I essentially have 4 puts on Baba at 120, which, thinking back on it now, maybe that wasn't the wisest decision, since Baba just seems tanking, and I've just been, my port's been suffering from Baba overall. AT&T, I had some cheap calls that I sold that I was able to bring back to net $150 profit, and I decided to go ahead and sell the December 29 call for 23 cents. It's going to be a while before that cooks, but eventually I think that's going to print for me. Realized total for the week, 1972.81, even though my account's down 6,800 for the week. And then here's this view. You can pause the video if you want to look at this. I put all the trades I closed at the top here, and then here's all the new positions I put on. And I mean, I already talked about all this, so there's no reason to talk about it again. Obviously, here's the date open, so if you want to see, like, some of these contracts I closed have been on since August. So some of this just was sitting there cooking forever, even if it was just a little bit of premium. Current positions. Here's my wish position that we talked about, 2,000 shares. That's down quite a bit. I still have this 11 puts on wish that I'll still be rolling repeatedly until we figure out what to do with it. So I'm just buying time until I can get out of it. I'm still bullish on Wish and Baba, and that's why I come up with like that frog thing. Like, these positions are actually I'm losing a lot of money on, but I still think they're going up. So am I the frog in the boiling pot of water right now? Like, do I need to like bail out? That's something I keep asking myself. And then I look at this charts and I'm like, I just believe they're gonna go up at some point. Just have to wait it out. I'm gonna Titanic hands these, I guess. The V position over here is finally positive, not by much, 69. Nice. All right, so I said I was gonna talk about like my positions on stocks over the course of time. And first off, here's Baba. I've been playing on Baba since February, although only recently have I been doing the zebras. And you can see that my net loss now for doing all these positions is negative 18,000. I mean, at one point, I only had 2 zebras on and a put. And then when I closed those positions out, that's when I decided to go ahead and put on more zebras and make it 5 zebras together. So, yeah, you can see how this kind of snowballed. You can't always just double down until you win. I think right now, excluding the risk reversal plays, for my Baba to be overall neutral, I need Baba to get up to like 182 by the time these zebras expire. So it's got about a month to do that. I'm not sure if I'll put the Baba zebras back on or not if it comes time to management on those, or if I'll just pull out and just say I'm done with Baba, not touching it for at least a year. So we'll see. But, you know, looking at the total losses, it's kind of like a hit in the face, like, wake up, Thumper. You've lost a new car. And I did that in a short time, too. Netflix, on the other hand, this is probably one of my favorite stocks. And I've been playing this one a lot since July. You can see all the trades I have put on with Netflix. A lot of different trades there. And that got me 19,000. So, you know, Netflix has been treating me well. But it's all been knocked out in a couple of weeks by just being wrong on a position on a directional play where I was exploring with new strategies. Now, I'm not against zebras, but I may be more cautious about when I deploy them and keep the contract sizing down to like 1 at most when I do put them on. Because you can see, even though you lose slower, it's so easy to keep saying, oh, I just got to reposition, and eventually I'll be right. And you just look at these losses keep totaling up. And eventually they're just becoming opportunity costs is what it's becoming. Because on Monday, I wanted to sell a lot of stuff, but I couldn't because I was still worried about all my Chinese positions. Wish, on the other hand, despite looking really bad, I've done pretty well overall on Wish. The put, well, I guess I don't have the stocks in here. How much was the stocks down? About 7K. Okay, so maybe it's a little worse than that. If I can hit the equal key, let's say that minus about 7,000. Okay, so overall on Wish, I'm down about 53.60, and that's because I have 2,000 shares that are down about $3 each. So again, the thing that's killing my portfolio recently is just the Chinese stocks, and the thing that gets me is I'm still very bullish on them. So like I'm not ready to jump ship on them. So we'll see. Am I the frog or not? Leave a comment down below and let me know. Until next week, guys. Good luck.